So far, from that game alone, it was a good defense performance. 6 sacks on Jacoby Brissett. Once you slow down Rhamondre Stevenson, their offense is more of a one dimension. All they have is two tight ends that are pretty good. The rest of the wide receivers, they don't have really much weapons. I mean, Kendrick Bourne was probably their best one, but he wasn't even out there. So when you go against their defense, they are going to give you some challenging parts of their games. But we were able to get 30 points off of this game. It kind of looked like it would have been almost a choke, but we were able to move down the field and get points on the board and close it while we could. We can't do that on next opponents, because if you do that against the teams like Arizona and Seattle, this is the kind of games we don't need to go into. But I feel like our defense is finally getting it together. Getting pressure is what we needed. We need to create some pressure. We gave up 13 points on their offense. If you take away the fumble, they technically only scored field goals. So overall, the defense did what they could. 6 sacks, a pick six, a fumble recovery. That was a good defense performance by far. Can they do it against the Cardinals next week? We shall see. I feel like the offense just has to get it going. Some red zone stuff, we gotta capitalize. Because there was a couple penalties that could have killed our red zone drive, but George Kittle came away with the touchdown. But Jawan Jennings had another good game, Jordan Mason just keeps on getting the 100 yards, I'm just hoping as the season goes on, we start getting pretty healthy. But as a unit, there's still more room to improve on. You look at our D-line, not a big name right now. We expect a lot from Leonard Floyd, which he hasn't really done too much yet. But Nick Bosa, he came and delivered and made the play, made the sack, made the forced fumble in the recovery. Fred Warner with the pick six was a difference maker. Even when he was out of that game, we were still able to fill in those depth pieces and all that stuff. So that was what was the difference. We were able to slow down their running game a little bit. But Gibson was somebody you got to watch out for at times. So they were able to try to move down the field, but they just weren't able to score more than us. So as far as the unit, the special teams needs to do better in the return game. The special teams is a mess. It needs to get better. I feel like that's the biggest concern is our special teams. So 30-13, I take that all day. We just got to keep playing good defense consistently better. But once you take away the Patriots running game, they are more of a one-dimensional. They are a good defensive team, but you can't be playing like this against other teams down the stretch, because that's what's going to matter. But as far as a collectively, you got to look at it this way. Hopefully this builds confidence, because we got Arizona next week. Brock Purdy, he played pretty good. Had the one interception, but it is what it is. But he was very efficient at throwing the ball, and the running game was on point. So the offense wasn't the problem, but we got to capitalize in the red zone is what I'm saying. We can score over 30 points a game if we wanted to, or even more, but we got to get into the red zone more. And that's what really hurt us, was we missed some opportunities on those red zones. And we got to finish those. And a couple of those penalties need to be cleaned up, man. We got to get those better, man. So I'm hoping things get better down the stretch. But as far as all that, a win's a win.